How's it going, Hawks fans? Welcome back to another parking lot preview. We're here at Stony Brook Field in Brewster. I'm Mike Najarian, joined today by broadcaster Giovanni Culotta. Gio, the last time, the Hawks are 0-3 against Brewster this season. The first time we were out here, the last time these two teams met, didn't exactly go well for the Hawks.
Yeah, Brewster kind of took the wheels off Hyannis in that game. And Mike, thanks for the bump on the parking lot preview. Long awaited. That's kind of been the way it's gone for Hyannis against Brewster in the other two games as well, where the Hawks have played at just 3 runs in those first 2 games at McKeon Park. They got 4 here at Stony Brook Field last time, but Brewster put up 10 with an explosive couple of middle innings that really turned out to be the breaking point.
Yeah, the Hawks 12, 13, and 2, just a little bit under 500. Could go into first if a couple things shake out their way tonight. Brewster 15, 12, and 1. They've lost their last couple of games. They've come down to earth a little bit. They've got new guys. So do the Hawks. Who's Hyannis running out there tonight?
Hyannis is going to have Eddie Copper on the bump, but a couple of new names to look out for. Matt Chattel, Dayton LaChance come among a few catchers that have gotten some early playing time. And Mac, I think the one thing that's interesting about both of them, Hyannis has played 5 different catchers this season, and those 2 guys have been the primary go-tos, of course, outside Friday's phenomenal performance from Brody Briggs with a home run and the game-saving play in the top of the 9th to seal that win over Falmouth. And for those 2 guys in particular, the catcher spot has been one that's been, very on and off this season. Brody Briggs has alternated games, whether it's with Vaughn Lackey or the likes of Chattel and guys like LaChance all season long. So for a couple of big hitters in Chattel and LaChance, I'm really excited to see what power they bring to a lineup that hasn't really had a ton of it outside of Friday with Brody Briggs.
Yeah, Brewster, the Hyannis lineup, they're going to have Ryan Peach going on the mound tonight. Right-handed pitcher from Xavier. This is just going to be his second start with the Whitecaps. His first one was July 15th against Wareham. Allowed just 1 run over 3 innings pitched against the Gatemen. Struck out 3 in what ended up being a no decision. This season for Xavier had a 4.37 ERA, a little bit of a higher whip, 1.46. He was walking a lot of guys. His walks per 9, 7.4. He was getting his strikeouts too. His strikeouts per 9 averaged just under 10. And this is over 14 starts and just under 60 innings pitched. We don't really know what we're going to see from this guy tonight, just because he's only made 1 start before in the Cape. But it's still going to be a task for Hyannis, because Brewster, they're a very good team. They've been alternating with YD at the top of the East Division this year.
Right, it's a Whitecap team that started out 6-0 this year, Mike, and I think differentiating factor to what you're saying about Brewster losing its last couple coming into this game is that was the case the last time these 2 teams played on July 6th. Brewster goes up 10-4, wins that game, and hasn't really looked back since. Of course, now they've fallen into a bit of a rut entering the All-Star break, and maybe these 2 days could be exactly what the Whitecaps need to get back on the right track against a team it's very familiar with.
Yeah, and the Hawks, they won a couple straight going into the All-Star break. Especially, late game magic over Falmouth on Friday. But, maybe that was something they needed to just kind of reset after really what's been kind of a bad July.
I'd say it's tumultuous, to say the least, because we've seen flashes of the same brilliance that got the Harbor Hawks to first place at the end of June, but Mike, I feel like it's been something different every night. I mean, Graham Max and I talk about in the broadcast all the time how free passes have been, I think, the number 1 problem for the Harbor Hawks this year, yet early in last week, you didn't see a lot of free passes. Just a couple games with 5 or less walks in a row before those couple of wins against Chatham and Falmouth. And to say the least, whatever problems are plaguing Hyannis in those 2 games, the bats were enough to fix it. And I think that the overwhelming theme coming into this final stretch of the season is the pitching will be what it will be, because these rosters are pretty much set as they are, with not too much fluctuation still incumbent because of the MLB draft just passing. So it's going to come down to the bats. Who's going to step up? Who's going to surge ahead? Who's going to get the consistent playing time? And frankly, who's going to earn that consistent playing time with good plate appearances?
Yeah, and I think it is important to note as well that, during that skid, Mitch Carricker has talked to both of us about, we have to play clean baseball. The last couple of games, obviously they lost against Bourne with no errors, but the last 2 wins, they were playing clean baseball.
But look at those 2 wins as well. No errors in both those wins, but also Mitch Carricker made a point to both of us to say this defense has really shown up in each of these games. Jake Schaffner in particular, Mitch Carricker said had his best game of the year at shortstop and propelled that defense to a very good win.
Yeah, and Eddie Copper, the Hyannis defense, You know, they got some guys they want to look out for. Brendan Lawson, the infielder, being one. He's got an OPS of 1171 in 11 games played. He's slugging just under 700. He's got 3 doubles, 3 home runs, 7 walks in those 11 games. Another guy they want to look out for who has 12 hits, but none of them are for extra bases. That's Colton Coates. You know, his slugging numbers are down because, as I said, he has 0 extra base hits. But he's got 5 walks as well. He's got an on-base percentage of almost 400. So that's somebody, you know, if he gets on base, you're going to have to think about it a little bit.
Yeah, and Coates in particular is a guy for Brewster that's been here from day one. So he's seen Hyannis for a 4th time with a lot of these Whitecap guys. So I think that the difference there is that Hyannis has seen a lot of roster turnover, especially in the last week and a half or so. 7 different position players have come into the fold since July 7th alone, along with 6 pitchers. And so that sort of roster turnover isn't atypical for the Cape League, but the fact that Brewster's had so much less of it, at least coming into the day, is significant.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, we've had some turnover on both sides. These rosters are not the same as they were the last time these two teams played earlier in the month. So I think we'll kick it over to, we'll do a player of the game prediction.
Yeah.
We'll do a score prediction.
Awesome.
And since you're the guest, I'll let you go first.
Okay, so I'm going to go with a player of the game that I don't think many people would pick because he hasn't been here very often. I'm going to go Owen Prince, center fielder from VMI, who just got on base for his first couple appearances last time out, or rather a couple times out ago against Chatham. Only started playing this week consistently. And this is a guy, folks, that likes to steal bases. I have more than 3 stolen bases for him today.
Okay.
As a guy that ranks 3rd in the nation, I think he gets on base 3 times, steals a base each time.
Yeah, all right. What do you got for score prediction?
I know Graham picked against Hyannis the first time.
He did.
And I don't know what the result of the game was.
That was the YD walk-off.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
No one's picked against him since. I would like to mention.
I'm not going to be another one. I'm going to go Hyannis in a similarly close game, 4-3.
Okay.
I think Eddie Copper lets up a few runs early, but figures as he did last time, goes to I think 3-4 innings, and then I think you get a guy like Ryan McKay or Jeff Luigi delivering again. So I have a close Harbor Hawk win here.
All right, and you know, I think that's how the Harbor Hawks are going to get a win. I think it is going to be a close game. I think if they win, it's not going to be like a 9-2 or like whatever. So I like that. I'm going to keep it close as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with a 2-run margin. I like 6-4 in favor of the Hawks today.
Yeah.
Player of the game. No, this is a tough one because Ryan McKay, Jeff Luigi, Jake Schaffner, those guys have all been, they've been kind of carrying the Hyannis offense right now. Don't want to keep going down that well.
Right.
So I'm going to pick a rather new guy, too. I'm going to go with Jace Doby.
Oh, okay.
His first game, you couldn't get him out. He was 4 for 4, 4 singles and a walk. Kind of a Jackson Willett stat line.
Very, very
from earlier
so.
in the season. Yeah. I don't think he's going to replicate that against the team of a caliber like Brewster, but I think he will have a good game. I'm going to go with a couple of hits, and a couple of RBIs as well.
Okay.
So I like Jace Doby as player of the game, and the 6-4 Hyannis win.
All right.
I don't know that we'll be getting a lot of Hyannis fans out here in Brewster, but I think we'll have some. We got the same people we always do. But whether you're here at Stony Brook Field, whether you're watching from the comfort of your own house, I think they're going to be cheering for the team, and I think I know what they're going to be saying.
Go Hawks!